How are y'all doing today? We are back with another lesson from my book, The 12 Gates of Healing, which is a 12-step guide to overcoming your trauma from the past and healing. Healing! That's the goal. It is available on Amazon in the paperback edition, workbook size, 8.5 by 11, for $14.88, less than $10 in Kindle. And like I always say, if you are financially unable to afford this book, send me an email. My email's right here. And give me your name and address, and I will mail you a free paperback edition ASAP. I don't want there to be anything standing between you and your desire and need to heal. Also, if you have any questions as we are going through this path of healing and through these lessons, send me an email and let me know what your question is, and I'll do my best to help you out. Okay, yesterday we are on gate 4, and yesterday we handled the second key, which was a little bit of a difficult one, time to walk away from your addictions. And then the second exercise was identifying your addictions. Today we are going to talk about assessing your mental health. Very important. Many people who are traumatized develop real mental health issues. I definitely did. I was depressed, I was suicidal, and almost homicidal at times, and just plain out of my mind a lot of the time. Plus, I suffered from hardcore PTSD, and it was terrible. Now, I went to medical doctors, psychiatrists, therapists to get these diagnoses. I am not self-diagnosed. And it took a long time to figure all of that out. It wasn't an overnight discovery. If you can, and only if you can, seek out a therapist or a psychiatrist. If your insurance, if you have insurance, which in America that's not always a given, doesn't cover it and you can pay out of pocket, I recommend you do that. But if you can't pay out of pocket, which is also very common in the United States of America, schedule a visit with your regular doctor and talk to them about what you're feeling. And oftentimes they can help you. That's how I got on my first antidepressant. Of course, this was years ago, before a lot of the general practitioners quit being doctors and just started being people who refer you to other doctors. But I digress. Explain how you are feeling if you're depressed or anxious, but do not tell them you are suicidal unless you really are suicidal, because they will put you in a mental institution. Instead of trying to help you, they will lock you away and make someone else help you, if that's at all possible. Yeah. So unless you truly are contemplating taking yourself out, definitely tell them if you are doing that. But if not, do not even say it. You can say things like, I've had suicidal ideations, thoughts, but not attempts or seriously planning. Often a regular medical doctor can and will prescribe you something to help you get over the hump until you can see a mental health professional. Like I said, I did it back in the 90s. Things are a little different now, so it may be a little bit more difficult for you, but it's worth it to give it a try. If you are out without insurance coverage at all, very common in the United States, Google mental health organizations in your area and make a few phone calls. If they cannot help you, they might be able to recommend someone or some program who can. I wouldn't waste your time calling around to individual therapists or psychiatrists, because they're not going to It's a capitalistic society that we live in, so they're in it to make money, and I get it. But you need to find help, and your best bet is to focus on community clinics and even government programs that might exist in your area. Although under the current regime, that's probably fewer than there ever were before. But above all, don't ignore your mental health issues. Don't run from it. And don't self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. If you have heard horror stories from other people who are on psych meds and how it affected them, don't let that run you off either. My ex-husband was bipolar and had BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, but he was also a very talented musician and a fabulous songwriter. So when he was officially diagnosed and put on medication, he only took it for a week, and then he threw it out, claiming that it sapped his creativity, just zapped it into nothing. I call BS on that, because I have been on psych meds for decades, and I still write, and I still have a lot of creativity in me. So, I don't know. It takes a while to find the right medication. So maybe it was just that particular medication that he was on, whatever, I don't know. He went back to the drugs and alcohol, and that was pretty much the end of our relationship. Finding the right medication takes time, and you might have to try out several before you find the perfect fit. I know I did. And the one that I'm currently taking is called Lexapro. I'm on 20 milligrams. I know I'm giving you guys a lot of personal information, but I'm sharing with you to let you know there is help. There is a solution if you have the ability to access it. And you know, that's one of the things that bothers me the most about the American healthcare system, is that mental health, number one, people are shunned and shamed for having mental health issues. That really bugs me. But number two, it's very hard to access it if you're not wealthy. So, but, you know, the brain is barely understood by medical professionals. It's trial and error. It's part of the process that you go through when you're seeking care for mental health issues. So don't get frustrated. Don't get discouraged. If you cannot find any help out there that is either in your budget, takes your insurance, or whatever, if there's any kind of barrier to that, a trusted mentor, a trusted friend is someone that you could talk to. You would have to really, really trust them. You want to be open and truthful with whomever you are talking about your mental health issues with, okay? Yeah, I wish we had free health care in this country, but not yet. Okay, we are going to go through the third exercise next. So if you want to take notes, pause the video and go get something to take notes with, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, we're going to get into the exercise. It's the third exercise in gate 4, which is the examination gate. And this exercise is entitled Taking Care of Yourself. As always, get a notebook or journal, pen, some Kleenex, and yeah, find a quiet place, somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed, somewhere that you can spend some time alone. Then, as always, you're going to connect with your spirit team and ground yourself. Remember, there is instruction on that in the back of the book in the woo-woo chapter. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just like that, or more if you need to calm you down and ease any anxiety you might be feeling right now. Oh, it is so cold. The high today is right now, and it's 44, so Yesterday's high, I think, was 74. Yeah, whiplash weather. Okay, I'm going to put these little fingerless gloves on. Okay, that's better. Okay, so taking care of yourself. We're going to look at how you're feeling right now. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about what you're feeling at the moment that you do this exercise. Ask yourself how you're feeling. Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Do you wish you were dead? That's a real question, needs to be answered. Are you easily angered, triggered? Do people piss you off regularly? Are you stuck in fight, flight, or freeze mode? Do you feel like there's always something bad coming down the pike? Do you have difficulty making decisions? Do you have panic attacks, or are you often anxious? These are all mental health issues. Now remember, this exercise is not a self-diagnostic tool. You're just getting a handle on how you feel. So make a list of what you're feeling right now, what you're feeling typically, what a typical day feels like to you. Are you sad, happy, angry? Are you excited? Are you anxious? Yeah. What is your typical mood like? And you need to write that down. And I didn't put this in the book, but it's really a good idea to keep a mental health journal. How do I feel today? Well, it's Monday and I feel like shit. And I feel like shit because of this, 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 and this. Those are good things to do for a week to track your emotional path. And it's okay to be real in those moments when you're writing down how you feel. You need to be real. You need to be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with? And believe me, it won't work if you're not honest with yourself. And then ask the universe to help you find the help that you need to deal with these mental health issues. And then you're going to clear your space. And we talk about that all the time. Burning sage, Palo Santo incense, using a selenite wand. Clear your space. Because in thinking about this, and it's going to take a while, but in thinking about this, you're going to bring up a lot of emotions that maybe you're not ready to deal with just yet. So clear your space and take care of getting all of those emotions under control before you go to bed or before you go interact with other people. Now remember, it's an exercise designed to help you get in touch with your mental health issues, but it's not a self-diagnostic tool. Only a qualified and licensed mental health professional can give you that diagnosis. I knew I was fucked up for years, but it wasn't until the psychiatrist told me that I have major depressive disorder and PTSD that I had my diagnosis. And I remember before I was diagnosed and found the right medication, I felt like there was a volcano inside of me just rumbling and smoking and waiting to erupt all the time. Then out of the blue, I had no ability to control it. I would erupt. I would rage. I would lash out in anger at anybody who was near me, including my own children. And my rage would explode and flow and take out everyone in its path. My friends, my colleagues, my spouse, my family, and most sad of all, my children and even my pets. And no one was spared. And then just as quickly as that eruption began, it was over with. And I was fine. My doctor said I was borderline personality disorder. Not quite BPD, but close. And I needed to get help so that I could overcome that and not develop BPD. But after I'd erupted, the damage was already done. There's no way you can shove all of that rage back in and have it not impact the people that you spilled it all over. Yeah. It's pretty sad. And I really struggled for years to forgive myself for all of those eruptions. It was hard for me, you know, especially when it came to my kids. You know, that was just really hard to accept. This is how the abuse cycle works, y'all. This is how it's perpetuated in families. If the adults aren't healed from the abuse and trauma that they suffered as children, then they traumatize the next generation, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. That's why breaking the cycle is so vitally important, and that's what you need to do. You're a cycle breaker. So am I. And the only way to break the cycle is to heal yourself. Okay, let's do a quick check-in. Ask yourself the following questions. Journal, because I think you should journal everything. Do I feel able to do these exercises, or is it too much for me? If not, why am I feeling this way? What is the cause of that feeling? And what can I do to help myself? Is there any person or organization where I might be able to get the help I need that I know of right now? And if not, can I research to find that out? Do I need to take a break from this healing journey? And if so, how long should my break be? You're always going to ask yourself that question at the end of every gate. And don't beat yourself up if you feel like you're not up to the task at this time. Like I said before, and I'll continue to say, this is your healing journey. No one can tell you how to do it, when to do it. No, this is your journey, your choice. And my healing journey took years, and I'm still working through it. There's still things I need to polish and perfect. So take a break if you need to, but commit to yourself that you will come back sooner rather than later. And remember how enormously important this journey is for you. And then we have some tools for your toolkit. Positive affirmations. I am capable of healing. I am worth the effort I am exerting to heal, because you are, my sweet little magnolias. You're very worth it. I am valuable. I am the creator of my own reality. Deep breathing, because we know that that's helpful to aid with calming and your anxious thoughts being put aside, and meditation. That's also a helpful tool. So you can use these tools anytime and anywhere. Don't just save them for when you are doing these exercises, okay? And then you can also post sticky notes all around your house of the positive affirmations to keep them right in your face all the time. Okay, that's the end of Gate 4. Tomorrow we will begin on Gate 5. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.